Welcome back to the channel after the summer break. I hope you recharge your batteries because September is shaping up to be a very busy month for anyone running a business and hopefully a successful one too. If you are roughly my age, you probably remember the video game Tomb Raider, which later inspired a movie starring Angelina Jolie. Now, what does this have to do with finance? Of course, absolutely nothing. But someone, somehow, found a way to link the two. A few days ago, I came across an ad on social that really made me laugh. A so-called finance expert, probably AI generated, surrounded by a ridiculous backdrop filled with soldier women dressed like a low-budget version of Lara Croft, was promoting an arbitrage as some kind of mystical blend of magic, math and mass enlistment. So, according to her, it's a strategy with no risk, guaranteed profits and the power to withdraw money from brokers, as if we're some secret glitch in the matrix. So, what part of that is true? Absolutely none. And a sarcastic round of applause goes to this social, which micromanages creators can't, but somehow has no issue hosting ADS that border on financial fraud. So, if you are looking for content that is real, no nonsense, and actually helps you to navigate the world of business finance, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and leave a like. It will help us grow this community. Let's start from the basics. In finance, there are three classic types of speculative trades. The first is the long position. Buy low, hope it goes up. Buy an asset expecting its price to rise. The most common speculative investment. The second one is the short position. Sell high what you don't own. Selling an asset you don't actually own, hoping to buy it back at a lower price. It's more advanced. And the third is the arbitrage, buying an asset in one market where it's cheaper and simultaneously selling it in another where it's more expensive. In theory, arbitrage is the cleanest and least risky of the three, because you are not betting on the market direction, just exploiting price discrepancies between markets. So now, what arbitrage really is? Arbitrage isn't some new trick. In fact, it is as old as markets themselves, probably older. Think about a city with two farmers' markets. At square A, apples sell for $5 per pound, and at square B, identical apples goes for $3 per pound. In a world with perfect information, that price gap wouldn't exist. Customers would flock to B, raising demand and price there, while A prices would fall. Eventually, both would settle around $4 per pound. But if that price difference isn't public yet, and only a few know about it, those in the know, the arbitrageurs, would buy at $3 in square B and sell at $5 in square A. They are not hacking the system. They are just acting before the market corrects itself. Now, apply that logic to financial market. Let's say Acme stock is trading at $100 in Wall Street and 101 in Frankfurt. Of course, the gap is exaggerated for educational purposes. An arbitrageur buys in Wall Street and sells in Frankfurt, instant gaining $1 as a gross profit. Simple? Yes, in theory, but in practice that profit has to cover transaction fees, bid-ask spreads, slippage, your own trade moving the price, taxes, execution speed measured in milliseconds, and, most importantly, beat all the other players doing the same exact thing, often using HEF algorithms operating at the speed of light. Today, there are several arbitrage variants. Geographic arbitrage, like our example, statistical arbitrage, exploiting deviation between historically correlated assets, triangle arbitrage with misaligned currency exchange rates, crypto arbitrage between centralized and decentralized exchanges. But no matter the flavor, the essence is the same. Buy low and sell high, as fast as possible. At this point, you may ask, so well, if it is just buying at 3 and selling at 5, why isn't everyone doing it? Here is why. Because in the real financial world, it doesn't work like that. Arbitrage today is a highly technical activity where every decimal counts and every millisecond matters. It's not for casual investors, but for professionals with sophisticated tools and direct market access. Because if the market rebalances before you, so completing your trade, you lose your edge. So, at the first question, why it isn't for everyone? First, teeny margins. Price differences are extremely slim. A trade might net 0.05% that needs to cover all the fees. To make real money, you need massive volume. Again, critical timing. If the gap lasts for 2-3 seconds, that is generous. Without ultra-fast connection, direct access to the order book and lightning execution, you are out. Cost and slippage. Every trade incurs cost, commissions, spreads, taxes, and sometimes network fees, especially in crypto. If your trade isn't perfectly balanced, the opportunity vanishes before you cash in. And operational and technical risk. Real arbitrage requires software, APIs, fast servers, solid algorithms. One bug or a mistimed click and your guaranteed gain become a guaranteed loss. And most of all, real arbitrage is hyper-competitive. Any efficiency is spotted and corrected in milliseconds by operators with servers parked 200 yards from the exchange just to reduce the latency. If someone thinks they can jump in today with $250 and a phone app to drain the brokers, they are not doing arbitrage. They are buying a fairy tale and often paying a steep price for it. In finance, there is no such a thing like a zero risk. It exists only in snake oil pitches. Talking about guaranteed profit and no risk is a bold-faced lie. The idea that you can just withdraw money from brokers through some system glitch is a dangerous narrative designed to bait those with no financial knowledge. Arbitrage does exist and it is used in professional finance. For example, investment banks and HTF firms use it as a non-directional strategy component. Some funds apply it in market-neutral strategies. It regulates concepts, it can actually help improve market efficiency. But it's a technical game for those with capital, infrastructure, and, moreover, education. It's not a toy for beginners hoping to get rich in their sleep thanks to a phone app. As a conclusion, the arbitrage isn't magic and is definitely not risk-free. It's a complex technique that lives on the edge of speed and precision. Real arbitrage today is between those who study and those who delude themselves. And only one of the two gets result in the long run. See you next week.